for us and our audience and me personally, this will be embarrassing. Can you go over the Dorian Satoshi incident and the meme that happened there? Could you tell that story?
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much it's the stuff of legend, basically. But Bitcoin itself started off as a white paper, and it was published by a pseudonym of a guy called Satoshi Nakamoto. And it's not to this day been proven who actually this guy was, and nobody knows who he was, like, really. And there was a gentleman called Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto, who happens to be a computer scientist by trade, and he has been involved some ways with Bitcoin project as well. And everyone basically said, "Oh, so it's you." And then the whole media frenzy went around that, and he had like the media chapping at his door and like really hounding him. I think it was 2011, and he's like, "It's not me." He's like, "I didn't. This is not me." Everyone's like, "Yeah, but it was." And then it turned into this whole meme thing with his face become pretty popular and pretty connected to Bitcoin in general. But I'd love to get his take on like how he feels nowadays. But I think that it was a lot of pressure for him back then with the media, of course, and everything towards that. But I think that, in my opinion, like nowadays it's just coming from a place of love, because it's really cool that the guy's been on this journey with us, and I've heard stories of him having some great experiences with people in the community as well, and getting some selfies and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd love to hear his take on how he feels nowadays with everything.
So the guy in the Satoshibles NFTs is Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto,
Yes.
not whoever actually invented Bitcoin, the legendary mythical Satoshi, right? How did that artwork come about? Like, what was the thought process there? Talk to us a little bit just about the artwork in general, because it's really, really cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's all credit to Ayub for that. I would say it's obviously based on a photo of Dorian, but there's probably a massive percentage of the Satoshibles which don't look like that original image. And I put it two ways. So we based it off him, but most of the Satoshibles actually don't look anything like him. And that's my impression of like, well, we don't know who the guy is. So it could be anyone, and we could be everyone. Like, we're all Satoshi is the kind of motto we want to go with. So, because Bitcoin is obviously a collective project, everyone's involved in it in terms of, even if you're holding it, if you're mining it, if you're a node or whatever, and every project since Bitcoin that's came from it is also an extension of that as well. So we owe a lot to this white paper, and Satoshibles is kind of trying to pay tribute to that. In terms of the original image with Satoshi number 1, basically, that was based off a photo of Dorian. There was 2 decisions I had to make. One, should we use it? Was the first one, and then what image should we use of Dorian? And there is a meme of Dorian which is more like not so flattering. Let's say the photo of him, he's kind of pulling a funny face, and I didn't want to do that, right? Because it's a bit offensive, basically, right? To base it on that. And then there's another normal photo of Dorian that's quite popular as well that I used, which is more flattering. So yeah, basically we kind of wanted to do it 2 ways. Like, we want to pay homage to him, but also just make it more mysterious in general, because nobody knows actually who Satoshi is in real life. So that's kind of what the whole collection as a whole represents.